They didn't realize I already knew what they were planning and had beaten them to it. My name is Erin, and I'm 32 years old. I work as an RN at St. Mary's Hospital, pulling 12-hour shifts that leave my feet screaming and my back aching. On weekends, I pick up shifts at a private clinic because healthcare doesn't pay what people think it does, especially when you're supporting yourself entirely alone. Last year, I bought my first house. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a decent yard, and a mortgage that keeps me up at night sometimes. But it's mine, or it was mine until 20 minutes ago. Erin, honey, you have to understand, this is what families do for each other. My mother, Rachel, sits across from me at my own kitchen table, her manicured hands folded like she's delivering a sermon. My father, Maxwell, nods along from his chair, saying nothing as usual. My sister Brinley bounces one of her twins on her hip, while the other one colors on my wall with what I really hope is washable marker. I mean, it just makes sense, Brinley says, not looking up from her phone. You don't really need all this space anyway. I take a sip of my coffee. It's gone cold. I don't need the space in the house I bought. Well, you're single? Mom says, like she's explaining basic math to a child. Brinley has the twins to think about. And with Braden between jobs right now, Braden's been between jobs for 8 months. Brinley's head snaps up. He's working on his music career. You wouldn't understand. I wouldn't understand, right? Because the working 60 hours a week to pay for a house apparently requires less understanding than whatever Braden does in my sister's apartment all day while she works at the boutique. The point is, Mom continues, Brinley needs stability for the children. You could easily find a nice little apartment somewhere, something more appropriate for your lifestyle. My lifestyle. Single, childless, apparently disposable. We've already looked at a few places for you. Dad finally speaks up, pulling out his phone. There's a studio downtown that would be perfect. Very modern. A studio for the woman who spent 3 years saving for a down payment while they took family vacations I couldn't afford to join. And the best part, Brinley adds, grinning like she's doing me a favor, is that you won't have to worry about maintenance or yard work anymore. You can just focus on whatever it is you do. Whatever it is I do, like keeping people alive for a living, is some kind of hobby. This is really what's best for everyone. Mom says the twins need space to grow and you'll have so much less responsibility. Think of it as a fresh start. A fresh start in a studio apartment while my sister moves into the house I've been paying for. Plus, Brinley says, bouncing the baby higher, we can help with the mortgage payments. Well, contribute something toward them when Braden's music takes off. When Braden's music takes off, the same Braden who's been about to get signed since before the twins were born. I need to think about this, I say. What's to think about? Mom's voice gets that edge it always gets when I don't immediately agree with her plans. Family comes first, Erin, always. Family comes first. The same family that forgot my birthday last year because it was the same weekend as Brinley's baby shower. The same family that couldn't make it to my nursing school graduation because the twins had a cold. We're not asking you to decide right now, Dad says, though his tone suggests otherwise. But we did want to give you time to process this before we start making arrangements. Before they start making arrangements? Not if, when. The thing is, Brinley says, setting the baby down to chase after his brother. We already gave notice on our apartment, so we'll need to be out by the end of the month. Of course they did. They gave notice before even talking to me. I'm sure you understand, Mom says, reaching across to pat my hand like I'm a good dog. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices for the people we love. Sacrifices. Always my sacrifices, never theirs. I need some time, I repeat. Of course, honey. Take all the time you need. Mom stands up, smoothing her skirt. But like your father said, we should probably start coordinating the logistics soon. Moving is so stressful. They file out of my kitchen, collecting toys and sippy cups, and leaving me sitting alone at my table. Through the window, I watch them load into Brinley's car, the car I co-signed for because her credit was shot. My phone buzzes with a text from my best friend, Selena. Papers are ready. You sure about this? I look around my kitchen, my house, my mortgage, my life that they've decided doesn't matter as much as theirs. I text back, more sure than I've ever been about anything. They think they've cornered me. They think I'll roll over like I always have. They have no idea the paperwork is already in motion. 3 weeks earlier, I'm folding laundry in my living room when Brinley shows up unannounced again. Hey sis. She breezes through my front door like she owns the place. Twins and tow. Hope you don't mind. I brought the boys over to play. I mind. I always mind, but I don't say that. Sure, I say, moving my clean scrubs out of reach of sticky fingers. What's up? Oh, nothing really. She's walking through my house like she's conducting an inspection. Just thought we could hang out. Brinley doesn't do casual hangouts. She does favors and emergencies and guilt trips disguised as sister time. Mommy, can we live here? One of the twins asks, running his hands along my coffee table. Maybe someday, baby, Brinley says, and something cold settles in my stomach. Live here? Oh, you know how kids are. They love your house. She's in my hallway now, looking into the spare bedrooms. This would make such a perfect nursery, don't you think? It's my office, right? But I mean, if it were a nursery, she pulls out her phone and starts taking pictures. The light is amazing in here. Why are you taking pictures of my house? Just for fun. Instagram, you know. But she's not posting them. She's saving them to her camera roll. The twin who asked about living here is now measuring the hallway with his arms stretched wide. Kids don't just decide to do that on their own. How's the apartment hunting going? I ask. Oh, you know, tough market. She's moved into my master bedroom now. Everything's so expensive and small. Nothing like this place. You'll find something. Yeah, maybe. She opens my closet, peers inside. Must be nice having all this space just for yourself. Just for myself. Like it's wasteful, like I don't deserve it. Brinley, what's going on? Nothing. God, you're so paranoid. She laughs, but it sounds forced. Can't a sister just visit? Her phone rings. She answers immediately. Hey, babe. Yeah, I'm here now. She walks toward my kitchen, lowering her voice. The bedrooms are perfect. Plenty of space for your equipment, too. Braden's equipment, his keyboard and amp, and the drum kit he's been about to sell for 2 years. I follow her into the kitchen. No, she's being totally cool about it, Brinley says into the phone. I think she'll go for it. Go for what? Okay, love you too. Yeah, start looking at trucks. Trucks? Moving trucks. She hangs up and turns to me with that bright fake smile she uses when she wants something. So, I was thinking, she says, what if I told you about an opportunity that could help both of us? What kind of opportunity? Well, you know how you're always saying you work too much and how expensive this place must be to maintain? I never say I work too much. I say, I work hard. There's a difference. And you know how cramped we are in the apartment with Braden's music stuff, and the twins getting bigger every day. Brinley, I'm just saying, what if there was a way to solve both problems at once? By me giving you my house, not giving. God, Aaron, why do you always jump to the worst conclusion? She laughs again, that same forced sound. I'm talking about a family arrangement, something that works for everyone. What kind of arrangement? We could take over the mortgage payments. Well, most of them. And you could find something smaller, more manageable. Think of all the money you'd save. This is my home. I know, and it's beautiful, but be practical. Do you really need 3 bedrooms? When was the last time you even used that guest room? Last month when I had the flu and slept in there so I wouldn't mess up my clean sheets. But that's not the point. We've already talked to Mom and Dad about it, she continues. They think it's a great idea, really practical. Of course they do. Look, I'm not asking you to decide right now. Just think about it, okay? We could all sit down and talk it through like a family. After she leaves, I sit in my kitchen and call Selena. They want my house, I say when she picks up. What? Brinley. She came over today taking pictures and measurements. She's already talked to our parents about it. Jesus, Aaron, what did you tell her? That I'd think about it. Are you actually going to think about it? I'm thinking about a lot of things right now. Silence on the other end. Selena, you still work in real estate law, right? Yeah. Why? I need to ask you about something. Hypothetically, Aaron, if someone wanted to protect their property from family pressure, what would be the best way to do that? How much family pressure are we talking about? The kind where they've already decided I'm giving them my house and just haven't told me yet. Okay, can you come by my office tomorrow? Yeah, and Aaron, don't sign anything. Don't agree to anything. Don't even hint that you're considering it. I won't, but I already know I'm going to do more than just not agree. I'm going to make sure they can't take what's mine. The next morning, I get a text from Brinley. Talked to a few movers yesterday. They said end of month works perfectly for timing. Can't wait to chat more about our arrangement. I screenshot the text and send it to Selena with a message. How fast can we set up that LLC? Her response comes back immediately. Fast enough. The doorbell rings at 7:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready for my shift when I see Mom's car in my driveway through the bedroom window. She's not alone. I open the door to find her standing with 2 people in business suits and clipboards. Morning, honey. Mom chirps like this is totally normal. I brought some friends to take a look around. Friends. This is Janet and Mike from Coldwell Banker. They're going to help us figure out the best way to handle the transition. Realtors. She brought realtors to my house at 7:30 in the morning. Mom, I'm getting ready for work. Oh, this won't take long. They just need to get a feel for the space, maybe take some measurements. Janet steps forward with her clipboard. We understand you're considering a family transfer situation. These can be tricky, but we specialize in keeping things smooth. I never said I was considering anything. Well, Mom says, we just want to be prepared. You know how these things can get complicated if you don't plan ahead. Mike is already walking past me into my living room, pulling out a tape measure. Beautiful hardwood, he says to Janet. Original, I'd guess. Really adds value. Excuse me, I say. You can't just come in here and start measuring my house. Honey, don't be difficult. Mom says, they're doing us a favor coming out so early. I didn't ask for a favor. Janet looks up from her clipboard. Your mother mentioned you're looking to downsize. We have some lovely condos that might work better for a single professional. Single professional like it's a medical condition. I'm not looking to downsize. Well, Mike says, stretching his tape measure across my living room. This is definitely more space than one person needs. Great for a growing family, though. Mom beams at him like he just solved world hunger. The thing is, I say, I need to get to work. Of course, dear. Will just be a few more minutes. They're not asking, they're telling. I grab my keys and purse. Lock up when you're done. Will do. Mom calls after me. I sit in my car for a full minute, hands shaking on the steering wheel. Then I call Selena. They're in my house right now with realtors, I say when she picks up. What? My mother brought realtors to my house at 7:30 in the morning. They're measuring my living room, Jesus Christ, Aaron. Did you let them in? She just walked in. What was I supposed to do? Tackle her? Okay. Deep breaths. Are the LLC papers ready? You said they'd be ready today. They are. Can you come by at lunch? Yeah. And Aaron, change your locks today. I can't change my locks. She's my mother. She's treating your house like it already belongs to your sister. Change the locks. After my shift, I drive to Home Depot and buy new deadbolts. I'm installing them when my neighbor Tessa comes over. Hey, Aaron. Saw some people at your place this morning. Everything okay? Just family stuff. They had measuring tapes and cameras. Looked official. Great. The whole neighborhood is going to think I'm selling. It's nothing. Okay. Well, if you need anything. She pauses at my gate. Oh, and I meant to tell you, I saw that military family looking at the rental on Oak Street. The mom seemed really nice. Kids looked well behaved. Military family. That gives me an idea. Thanks, Tessa. That evening, I'm researching short-term rental agreements when Brinley texts. Mom said the house appraised. Great, so exciting. When can we all sit down and work out the details? I don't respond. She texts again an hour later. Also, Braden found the perfect truck for moving. Can you Venmo me the deposit? Just $200. I'll pay you back from my first mortgage payment. The audacity is breathtaking. I call Selena. I need to rent the house out fast. How fast? Before they can move in. Aaron, are you sure about this? Once you do this, there's no going back. I'm sure. Okay. I know someone who might be interested. Military family just got stationed here. They need something immediately, and they're willing to pay above market for a quick move-in. Perfect. Her name's Shiloh. Single mom, 2 kids, clean background check, excellent references. Can she move in this week? Probably. But Aaron, your family is going to lose their minds. Good. The next morning, I meet Shiloh at a coffee shop near the base. She's exactly what Selena described. Professional, direct, no-nonsense. I need a place for at least 6 months, she says. Maybe longer depending on orders. Kids are 8 and 10, honor roll students. I keep a clean house and pay rent on time. When can you move in? Tomorrow, if needed. We're staying in temporary housing right now. Tomorrow works. We shake hands. She writes me a check for first month, last month, and security deposit. Thank you, she says. You have no idea how hard it is to find decent housing on short notice. Actually, I'm starting to get a pretty good idea. That afternoon, I get the call from Selena. LLC is official. Property is transferred. You are now the proud owner of 0 real estate and the manager of 1 rental property. And if anyone tries to claim I manipulated family assets, the paperwork shows a standard business transaction. Everything's legal and above board. My phone buzzes with a text from Brinley. We'll be over tomorrow with the truck. Can't wait to start our new life in our new home. I screenshot it and send it to Selena. Game day. Her response. May the odds be ever in your favor. I spend the evening helping Shiloh and her kids move in. They're polite, quiet, grateful. Everything my family isn't. This is perfect, Shiloh says, looking around the living room. The kids love it already. Good. Make yourselves at home because tomorrow when my family shows up with their moving truck, they're going to find out that home isn't something you can just take. It's something you have to earn. I turn off my phone at 8 in the morning and drive to Selena's office. You sure you don't want to be there when they show up? She asks, handing me coffee. I'm sure. Let them figure it out themselves first. That's cold, Aaron. Good. We sit in her office going over rental agreements and LLC paperwork until my phone starts buzzing against the desk. I've turned it back on, and there are already 6 missed calls from Mom, 4 from Brinley, and 2 from Dad. Showtime, Selena says. The first voicemail is Mom. Aaron, honey, call me back immediately. There's been some kind of mistake. The second is Brinley crying. Aaron, what the hell is going on? There are people in our house. Our house. The third is Dad. Aaron, we need to talk now. I don't call back. Instead, I drive to Starbucks and order an iced coffee. Extra shot. At 11:30, I finally head home. The scene in my driveway is exactly what I expected. Brinley's car is parked crooked across the street. A U-Haul truck sits in front of my neighbor's house with its back door open. Boxes scattered on the sidewalk. Mom's Mercedes is blocking my driveway, and standing in front of my porch, arguing with Shiloh, are my parents, Brinley, Braden, and both twins. I park down the street and walk up slowly, sipping my coffee. This is our house. Brinley is shouting at Shiloh. You can't just move into our house. Ma'am, I have a lease, Shiloh says calmly. She's in her army uniform, arms crossed. This is my rental property. Rental property. Mom turns to see me approaching. Aaron, thank God. Tell this woman there's been a mistake. No mistake, I say, taking another sip of coffee. What do you mean, no mistake? Brinley's face is red and blotchy. We're supposed to move in today. According to who? According to our agreement. What agreement? I never agreed to anything. Braden steps forward. He's wearing a tank top that shows off his tattoos and an expression that suggests he thinks intimidation might work here. Look, lady, we already gave up our apartment. We got nowhere else to go. That sounds like a you problem. Aaron. Mom's voice hits that pitch that used to make me apologize for things I didn't do. What is wrong with you? This woman says she has a lease on your house. She does have a lease. How can she have a lease? It's your house. Actually, it's not. The silence that follows is beautiful. What do you mean it's not your house? Dad finally asks. I mean, it's not my house anymore. I sold it. You sold it? Brinley's voice cracks. To who? To an LLC, which then rented it to Shiloh here. You can't sell your house without telling us. Watch me. Shiloh looks between us like she's watching a tennis match. Her kids peek out from behind the front door. Ma'am, she says to me, should I call the police? These people are trespassing. Not yet, I say. Give them a minute to process. Process what? Mom demands. Aaron, this is insane. You can't just sell your house to spite your sister. I didn't sell it to spite anyone. I sold it because I wanted to. But we had plans, Brinley wails. We already moved out of our apartment. You moved out of your apartment before asking me if you could move into my house. We didn't think we had to ask. Your family doesn't take without asking. Braden is pacing now, running his hands through his hair. This is... Up, man. This is really my dekin, up language, Shiloh says sharply, nodding toward her kids. Don't tell me about language, lady. This psycho just screwed over her own family. Okay, Shiloh says, pulling out her phone. I'm calling the police. Wait, Dad says. Aaron, let's be reasonable here. If you sold the house, you must have made money. You could help Brinley find a new place. With what money? The money from selling your house. I use that money to pay off my debts and invest in the LLC. What LLC? Mom demands. The one that owns this house and several others. That's not entirely true. The LLC only owns this house, but they don't need to know that. Several others. Brinley stops crying. You bought other houses. I bought investments with money that should have helped your family. Money I earned from my job that I work 60 hours a week at. But family comes first, Mom shouts. Does it because I don't remember family coming first when you forgot my birthday, or when you missed my graduation, or when you co-signed for Brinley's car, but wouldn't help with my student loans? That was different. How? Because you're stronger. You've always been the strong one, strong enough to give up my house, apparently. 2 police cars pull up. Shiloh must have called while we were arguing. Someone called about trespassing. The first officer asks. Yes, Shiloh says. These people are on my rental property refusing to leave. It's not your rental property, Brinley screams. It's our house. The officer looks at me. Ma'am, do you live here? No, officer. I used to own this property, but I sold it. Miss Gardner here has a valid lease. Can I see that lease? Shiloh produces the paperwork. The officer reviews it, then looks at my family. Folks, you need to leave. This is private property, and you don't have permission to be here. This is ridiculous, Mom says. She's our daughter. Ma'am, family disputes don't give you the right to trespass. But our stuff, Brinley gestures at the boxes scattered around the U-Haul. What are we supposed to do with our stuff? Take it somewhere else, I say. Where? We don't have anywhere else. You should have thought of that before you gave up your apartment. The officer steps closer to my family. I need you all to pack up and leave now. As they start loading boxes back into the truck, Brinley turns to me one last time. I can't believe you'd do this to your own sister. I can't believe you thought you could take my house. We weren't taking it. We were family sharing without asking me. We shouldn't have to ask. You're supposed to want to help us. I did want to help you right up until you decided I didn't have a choice. The U-Haul pulls away 20 minutes later. My parents follow in their cars. Braden gives me the finger from the passenger seat of Brinley's car. Shiloh walks over as the last car disappears around the corner. That was intense, she says. Sorry you had to see that. Don't apologize. I've seen worse. She pauses. You okay? I'm perfect. And for the first time in years, I actually mean it. My phone doesn't stop ringing for 3 days. I'm at work when Selena texts, your mom called my office twice asking about the legality of what you did. I text back, what did you tell her? That I can't discuss my client's business? She hung up on me. During my lunch break, I finally listened to the voicemails. Mom, message 1. Aaron, we need to sit down and fix this mess. Your sister is devastated. Dad, message 2. This has gone too far. Call me back. Brinley, message 3. I hope you're happy. The twins are asking why Aunt Erin doesn't love them anymore. Using the kids. Classy. Braden, message 4. You're a selfish and karma's going to get you. I saved that one just in case. The messages keep coming. By Friday, I have 23 voicemails and 47 text messages. I delete them all without listening. Saturday morning, I'm grocery shopping when I run into my neighbor Tessa. Hey, Aaron, how's the new tenant working out? Great. Shiloh's wonderful. Good. Hey, I saw your family was over the other day. Everything okay? Seemed like there was some drama. Just a misunderstanding. Ah, she nods knowingly. Family, right? Can't live with them. Can't sell them one bay. If only. Actually, Tessa continues, I've been meaning to ask, are you moving? I saw your sister posting on Facebook about needing prayers during this difficult time of family betrayal. Of course she did. I'm not moving. Oh well, if you ever decide to sell for real, let me know. My daughter's been looking in this neighborhood. I get home to find Mom's car in my driveway again. She's sitting on my front steps with a casserole dish. We need to talk, she says when I get out of my car. No, we don't. Aaron, please. I brought your favorite tuna noodle casserole. I haven't eaten tuna noodle casserole since I was 12. But this is classic Mom, assuming she knows what I want better than I do. I'm not hungry. Just 5 minutes, please. Against my better judgment, I unlock my door. She follows me into the kitchen and sets the casserole on my counter like she's claiming territory. Your sister is staying in our guest room with the twins, she says. It's not sustainable. Then she should find her own place. With what money? She spent her savings on the deposit for the apartment she had to give up because she assumed she could have my house. She didn't assume anything. We talked about it as a family. You talked about it. I was informed of your decision. Mom sits down at my kitchen table without being invited. Honey, I know you're upset. I'm not upset. I'm done. Done with what? Done being the family doormat. Done having my life planned by other people. Done being told what I should want and what I should give up. That's not what we were doing, really, because it felt exactly like what you were doing. She opens the casserole dish. The smell fills my kitchen. Canned tuna and cream of mushroom soup and overcooked noodles. It smells like childhood disappointment. I made this from scratch. She says, "You made it from a recipe you've been using for 20 years. I thought it might help us talk." Food doesn't fix everything, Mom. I know that, but family does. Does it? Because family is what got us into this mess. She sighed that long-suffering sigh she's perfected over the years. Aaron, I know you think we favor Brinley. I don't think it. I know it. That's not true. When's my birthday? What? My birthday? When is it? June 15th, June 22nd. You missed it by a week. That doesn't mean anything. I'm terrible with dates. When's Brinley's birthday? Silence. October 3rd, she says quietly. Right. And when did she graduate high school? Aaron. When did I graduate nursing school? This isn't fair. When did I buy this house? Stop it. You don't know, do you? You don't know any of the important dates in my life, but you know all of hers. That doesn't mean I love her more, doesn't it? She stands up, smoothing her skirt. I came here to fix things. There's nothing to fix. I made a business decision about my property. End of story. It's not just property, Aaron. It's family. No, Mom. Family is what you choose to prioritize, and you've made your choice very clear. So that's it. You're just going to cut us all off. I'm not cutting anyone off. I'm just not letting you make decisions about my life anymore. What about the twins? They don't understand why their aunt suddenly hates them. I don't hate them. Then prove it. Help your sister find a place. You have money now from selling the house. I have investments. That's different. It's the same money. It's my money. Money that could help your family. Money that I earned by myself. Working jobs you've never asked me about at a hospital you've never visited. That hits home. I can see it in her face. We've been busy for 3 years. You've been too busy for 3 years to visit me at work, but you had time to bring realtors to my house. That was different. How? Because Brinley needed help. And I don't. You're stronger. You've always been the strong one. I'm tired of being the strong one, so you're going to be the selfish one instead, if that's what you want to call it. She picks up her casserole dish. I don't know who you've become, but it's not the daughter I raised. You're right. The daughter you raised would have given up her house and moved into a studio apartment and never complained about it. And what's wrong with that? Everything. After she leaves, I sit in my kitchen and call Selena. How did it go? She asks about as well as expected. Any regrets? None. Good, because I have news. What kind of news? The kind where someone from your past wants to talk to you. Who? Your brother Eli. He called my office looking for you. Eli? I haven't talked to Eli in 2 years. What did he want? He said he heard about what happened through the family grapevine. He wants to meet. Did he say why? He said he wanted to tell you that you did the right thing. For the first time in days, I smile. Give him my number. Already did. He'll probably call tonight. Thanks, Selena. Anytime. And Aaron, your mom's wrong. You're not selfish. You're finally smart. My phone rings an hour later. Unknown number. Aaron. It's Eli. Hey, I heard about the house. I figured you would. Good for you. Really? Really? It's about damn time someone in this family grew a spine. Thanks, I think. Can we meet? I'm driving down tomorrow. There are some things you should know. What kind of things? The kind that explain why I haven't been home in 2 years. Okay. And Aaron, whatever they're saying about you on social media, don't read it. Why? Because Brinley's been busy and it's not pretty. Too late. I'm already opening Facebook. The Facebook post has 37 comments and counting. Please keep my family in your prayers during this difficult time. My sister has chosen money over family and left her twin nephews homeless. I never thought greed could change someone so completely, but here we are. The boys keep asking why Aunt Erin doesn't love them anymore, and I honestly don't know what to tell them. Family, first prayers needed. The comments are exactly what you'd expect. So sorry, hon. Some people just show their true colors when money's involved. Those poor babies. How could anyone do that to children? Family is everything. I can't imagine being so selfish. Screenshot everything and close the app. Eli meets me at a coffee shop downtown the next afternoon. He looks older than I remember, more gray in his hair, lines around his eyes, but he hugs me tight when he sees me. You look good, he says. Tired, but good. Thanks. You look like Dad. Don't say that. I'm trying to stay optimistic here. We order coffee and find a corner table. Eli pulls out his phone and shows me a screenshot. Seen this yet? It's another Facebook post from Brinley. This one with a photo of the twins looking sad. Update. Still homeless thanks to my sister's heartless decision. The boys had to leave their toys behind when we got evicted from Aunt Erin's house. Yes, evicted by our own family. If anyone knows of affordable housing for a single mom and 2 kids, please message me. We're staying in my parents' guest room, but it's not sustainable. Homeless thanks to family. Single mom struggle. She's really going all out, I say. Oh, it gets better. He scrolls through more screenshots. She's posted 6 times in 2 days, each one more dramatic than the last. Let me guess, I'm the villain in all of them. The heartless villain who stole Christmas and kicked puppies. I didn't steal Christmas yet. Despite everything, I laugh. God, I missed you. I missed you too. Which is why I need to tell you some things about why I left. About what really happened between me and Mom and Dad. He takes a sip of his coffee and leans back in his chair. You remember when I graduated college? When I got that job offer in Seattle? Yeah. Mom cried for weeks about you moving so far away. She cried because I wouldn't give her the money. What money? My signing bonus. $25,000. She wanted me to give it to Brinley for her wedding. I stare at him. Brinley's wedding cost $25,000 more. But Mom figured I could contribute my bonus since I was single and didn't need it for anything important. Like your student loans. Exactly. When I said no, she told me I was being selfish. That family comes first. That Brinley's wedding was a once-in-a-lifetime event. What did you do? I moved to Seattle and I stopped coming home for holidays because of the money. Because of what happened after I said no. Mom started a campaign, called all our relatives, told them I was refusing to help my sister, posted passive-aggressive things on Facebook about how some children forget where they came from. This sounds familiar. She turned the whole family against me, Eli continues. Aunts and uncles calling to lecture me about family loyalty, cousins unfriending me on social media, all because I wouldn't give up my signing bonus. I never knew any of this because you were in nursing school. You had your own problems, and honestly, I didn't want to drag you into it, so you just left. I just left. Best decision I ever made. He pulls up another screenshot on his phone. This is from Mom's Facebook page yesterday. The post is a photo of Mom with the twins captioned, "Spending time with my grandbabies during this difficult period." Some people choose money over family, but we choose love. These little angels deserve better. Dirk's grandma loved family first prayers for guidance. She's really milking this. I say she's doing exactly what she did to me, turning you into the villain so everyone else looks like the victim. It's working. I've gotten 3 calls from relatives I haven't talked to in years, all telling me I should be ashamed of myself. Let me guess. Aunt Patricia, first one to call. Uncle Mike, second. Cousin Jennifer, third. How did you know? Same playbook. Mom calls Patricia. Patricia calls Mike. Mike calls Jennifer. They all call you to shame you into compliance. Did it work on you? For about 5 minutes, then I realized something. What? None of them offered to help Brinley themselves. That stops me cold. What do you mean? I mean Aunt Patricia, who called to lecture you about family loyalty. She has a 4-bedroom house and no kids at home. Uncle Mike, who thinks you're selfish. He just bought a new boat. Cousin Jennifer, who's so concerned about the twins. She makes 6 figures and lives alone. But none of them offered to take Brinley in. Exactly. It's easy to be generous with other people's money and other people's houses. I sit back in my chair. I never thought about that, because you're not supposed to think about it. You're supposed to feel guilty and give in, like you were supposed to give up your signing bonus. Like I was supposed to give up my signing bonus. We sit in silence for a moment. Do you ever regret it? I ask. Leaving? Never. Best 2 years of my life. I met someone, got promoted, bought a condo. None of that would have happened if I'd stayed and let them guilt me into being the family ATM. You met someone? Her name's Sarah. She's a teacher. We're engaged. Eli, that's amazing. When's the wedding? Next spring. Small ceremony. Just us and a few friends. Are you inviting Mom and Dad? Are you kidding? Mom would find a way to make it about Brinley's needs. Dad would show up and say nothing while Mom criticized everything. Fair point, but I'm inviting you if you want to come. I'd love to. He smiles. Good. Sarah's excited to meet you. She knows about all this. She knows about our family. Yeah. She thinks what you did was brilliant. Really? Really? She said anyone who brings realtors to someone else's house at 7:30 in the morning deserves whatever they get. My phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. This is your cousin Mark. Mom told me what you did to Brinley. You should be ashamed of yourself. Those kids don't deserve this. I show Eli the text. Cousin Mark, he says, lives in a 5-bedroom house in the suburbs. 2 kids in college. Wife doesn't work. Plenty of room for Brinley and the twins. Should I point that out? Absolutely, I text back. Thanks for your concern, Mark. I'm sure Brinley would appreciate you offering her your guest room while she looks for a place. The response comes immediately. That's not the point. What is the point then? No response. They never respond when you call them out, Eli says, because they know they're being hypocrites. I'm starting to see that. Good, because there's one more thing you need to know. What? Mom called me yesterday. She wants me to talk to you, convince you to do the right thing. What did you tell her? I told her I'd think about it, and I thought about it, and I decided to drive down here and tell you that you absolutely did the right thing. Even though Brinley's posting pictures of sad kids on Facebook, especially because she's posting pictures of sad kids on Facebook. My phone rings. Mom's number. Don't answer it, Eli says. I wasn't planning to. Good, because I guarantee she's calling to tell you I'm here and that we're plotting against the family. The phone stops ringing, immediately starts again. Persistent, Eli says. She always has been. Answer it. Put it on speaker. Let's see how long it takes her to mention me. Against my better judgment, I answer. Aaron, thank God. We need to talk about what, Mom? About your brother. He's in town, isn't he? Eli grins and holds up one finger. Why would you think that? Because he called me yesterday asking for your address. I know he's there filling your head with poison about your family. He's not filling my head with anything. Honey, Eli has his own issues with us. Don't let him make your problems worse. What problems, Mom? I don't have any problems. You have a sister who's homeless because of your selfishness. Eli holds up his phone. He's recording. She's not homeless. She's staying with you. That's temporary. She needs a real home for those children. Then she should get one. With what money? The same money she was going to use to pay my mortgage. Silence. That was different. Mom finally says, "How?" Because it was family helping family. No, Mom. It was family taking from family. I can't believe Eli has turned you against us like this. Eli didn't turn me against anyone. You did that all by yourself. I hang up. Eli stops recording and grins. That was beautiful. Think I'll need that recording? Probably. But even if you don't, it felt good, right? It felt amazing, good. Because this is just the beginning. What do you mean? I mean, they're not going to give up. They're going to escalate. How much more can they escalate? Oh, Aaron, you have no idea. Eli's right about the escalation. Monday morning, I get a call at work from someone claiming to be a lawyer. Miss Waber. This is David Chen from Chen and Associates. I represent your mother regarding a family property dispute. I step into an empty patient room and close the door. What kind of dispute? Your mother believes there may have been undue influence in the recent transfer of family assets. She's prepared to file a claim of financial elder abuse. Financial elder abuse. My mother is 58 and sharper than most people half her age. Nevertheless, she feels manipulated into allowing the property transfer. We'd like to resolve this amicably. There's nothing to resolve. I sold my house to an LLC. It's all legal. We'll see about that. You'll be hearing from us soon. He hangs up before I can respond. I call Solana immediately. They got a lawyer, I tell her. What kind of lawyer? Some guy named David Chen claims Mom is filing for financial elder abuse. That's ridiculous. Your mom is unelderly and you didn't abuse anything. Can they actually do this? They can try. But Aaron, they'd have to prove your mom was coerced or mentally incompetent when she wait. When did your mom sign anything? She didn't. The house was in my name. I sold it to the LLC myself. Then what the hell is she talking about? I have no idea. Don't worry about it. Sounds like a fishing expedition. Some lawyers will take any case if the client pays up front. That evening, I drive to my parents' house. Time to end this. Mom answers the door, looking surprised to see me. Aaron, I didn't expect. We need to talk, all of us. Of course, honey, come in. The living room looks like a daycare center exploded. Toys everywhere. Juice boxes on the coffee table. Cartoons playing on the TV. Brinley is on the couch with both twins, still in her pajamas at 6 p.m. Look who's here, boys, Brinley says in that fake, cheerful voice. It's Aunt Erin. The twins look at me like I might steal their toys. Where's Dad? In his office, Mom says. Maxwell, Erin's here. Dad emerges looking tired. Everyone sits down except me. I got a call from your lawyer today. I say to Mom, oh, that. Well, we had to explore our options. What options? I didn't do anything illegal. You manipulated the situation. Brinley says, you knew we were counting on that house. You were counting on something that was never offered to you. It was implied. By who? By Mom and Dad. I look at my parents. Did either of you promise Brinley my house? We discussed it as a family solution, Mom says carefully. That's not what I asked. Did you promise her my house? We thought you'd be reasonable. Dad says, so that's a no. Aaron, don't be difficult, Mom says. The point is, we're family. We help each other. Do we? Because I've been thinking about that. I pull out my phone and open the Notes app. I've been preparing for this conversation. Let's talk about family help. Brinley, when you needed a cosigner for your car, who did you ask? You, right? And when you needed money for the twins' daycare last year, you helped with that too. I did. How much? I don't remember exactly. $1,200. And when you needed someone to watch the twins so you could go to that concert, you watched them for a whole weekend for free. Brinley shifts uncomfortably. What's your point? My point is, I've been helping you for years. What have you done for me? That's not fair. You don't have kids. You don't need help. I don't need help. I worked 2 jobs to buy that house. Did anyone offer to help with the down payment? Silence. When I had the flu last year and couldn't work for a week, did anyone bring me soup, check on me, offer to cover my bills? More silence. When I graduated nursing school, who came to the ceremony? We were busy. Mom starts busy with what? Brinley's baby shower, which was scheduled the same day as my graduation. The shower was planned months in advance, so was my graduation. I look around the room. Dad is staring at his hands. Mom is getting that pinched look she gets when she's losing an argument. Brinley is crying again. Here's what I think. I continue. I think you all got us to me being the giver, the one who helps without asking for help back, the one who sacrifices so everyone else can be comfortable. That's not true, Mom says, but her voice lacks conviction. Isn't it? When's the last time any of you asked how I'm doing? Really asked, not just a small talk. We care about you, Brinley says through her tears. Do you? Because caring about someone means considering their feelings before you make plans that affect their life. We were trying to solve everyone's problems at once. Dad says you were trying to solve Brinley's problems by creating problems for me. It wouldn't have been a problem if you'd been reasonable. Reasonable. There's that word again. I put my phone away. You know what's reasonable? Asking before taking. Planning before assuming. Considering all family members, not just the ones with kids. The twins are innocent in all this. Mom says, yes, they are. Which is why their mother should have made better choices. Better choices? Brinley's voice goes shrill. Like what? Like not giving up your apartment before securing new housing? Like not spending your savings on a vacation last summer instead of building an emergency fund? Like not assuming your sister would give up her home because you need it? I can't believe you're being so cruel. I'm not being cruel. I'm being honest. Same thing. Apparently, moms, you know what, Mom? You're right. In this family, honesty is cruel because this family runs on guilt and manipulation and the assumption that some people matter more than others. That's not true. Prove it. Tell me one time in the last 5 years when my needs came before Brinley's. They can't. I can see them trying to think of something, anything, but they can't. I thought so. I stand up to leave. Where are you going? Mom asks. Home to my apartment. You don't have an apartment, Brinley says. You sold your house, remember? I have an apartment. I've had it for 2 weeks. What? I rented a place downtown, 1 bedroom, perfect for a single woman with no kids. But where have you been staying? At the apartment. Where did you think I was staying? We thought we assumed you were staying with Selena or something. Of course they did. They assumed I was homeless and suffering while they played victim on Facebook. Nope. I'm doing great. Better than great, actually. Then why did you sell the house? Dad asks. Because I wanted to. Because it was mine to sell. Because I don't need anyone's permission to make decisions about my own life. But the money, Mom starts. The money is mine from the house I bought with money I earned at jobs I work. What about family? Brinley asks. What about it? Don't you care about family anymore? I care about family that cares about me. Mutual respect, mutual support, mutual consideration. We do care about you. No, you care about what I can do for you. There's a difference. I head for the door. Aaron, wait. Mom calls after me. We can work this out. There's nothing to work out. You made your priorities clear. I made mine clear too. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm done being the family doormat. I'm done sacrificing my happiness for people who wouldn't sacrifice their convenience for me. So, that's it. You're just going to abandon your family. I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm just not letting you use me anymore. The boys will grow up thinking their aunt doesn't love them. Brinley says, the boys will grow up seeing what happens when you make assumptions about other people's lives. That's cold, Aaron. Good. I've been warm and giving and accommodating for 32 years. Look where it got me. I open the front door. If you leave now, Mom says, don't expect us to welcome you back. I turn around one last time. Mom, I stopped expecting things from this family a long time ago. That's why I'm finally free. I walk out and close the door behind me. In my car, I sit for a moment and breathe. My hands are shaking, but not from fear, from relief. I call Eli. How did it go? He asks. I think I just had my second funeral. Second? First one was for the daughter they wanted me to be. This one was for the family I thought I had. How do you feel? Like I can finally breathe. Good. That means you're ready for the next part. What next part? The part where you live your life for yourself. For the first time in years, that sounds perfect. I'm sitting in a cafe in Lisbon, Portugal, writing this story on my laptop when my phone buzzes with a notification. Brinley has tagged me in a Facebook post. The photo shows her, Braden, and the twins in front of a small apartment complex. The caption reads, "Finally found our own place. It's not much, but it's ours. Thanks to everyone who helped us through this difficult time." Some people choose money over family, but we choose love, new beginnings, family, strong, grateful heart. The comments are predictably supportive. Lots of heart emojis and "you're so strong" messages. I screenshot it and send it to Eli with a message. Looks like they figured it out. His response comes immediately without your house or your money. Imagine that. I close Facebook and go back to writing. I've been documenting everything that happened. Partly for therapy, partly because Selena suggested it might help other people in similar situations. My phone rings. Selena's number. "Hey, how's Portugal? Amazing. You should see this place I'm staying. Balcony overlooking the ocean, fresh pastries every morning, and nobody asking me to give up my life for their convenience. Living the dream. How long are you staying? Another month? Maybe 2? Depends on how I feel. And how do you feel? Free, rested, like myself for the first time in years. Good, because I have news. What kind of news? The good kind. Remember that lawyer your mom hired, David Chen? That's the one he withdrew from the case. Why? Turns out when you actually look at the facts, there's no case. Your mom never had any legal claim to your house. You never coerced anyone. And selling your own property isn't financial abuse. So, it's over. It's over. Your mom wasted her retainer fee on a lawyer who told her what I could have told her for free. She has no grounds for a lawsuit. How much did she waste? $5,000. I almost feel bad. Almost. Any other updates from the home front? Well, your neighbor Tessa mentioned that Shiloh's lease got extended. Apparently the kids love the school district and she got promoted, so they're staying another year. That's great. Shiloh's been the perfect tenant, unlike some people who shall remain nameless but rhyme with Brinley. Speaking of Brinley, did you see her Facebook post? The one about finding their own place? Yeah, took them 3 months, but they managed. Where did they end up? 2-bedroom apartment about 20 minutes from your parents. Braden got a job at Guitar Center. Brinley's still at the boutique. They're making it work. Good for them. You really mean that, don't you? I do. I never wanted them to fail. I just wanted them to stop assuming I'd fix their problems for them. Mission accomplished. After we hang up, I walk down to the beach. It's late afternoon and the sun is starting to set over the Atlantic. There are families playing in the sand, couples walking hand in hand, kids building sand castles that will be gone by morning. I think about the family I left behind, not with anger anymore, just with a kind of distant sadness, like mourning something that never really existed in the first place. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. "This is your cousin Jennifer. I heard you're traveling in Europe. Must be nice to have that kind of money while your sister struggles to make rent." I stare at the message for a moment, then delete it without responding. Another text, this one from Aunt Patricia. "Your mother is heartbroken. I hope you're proud of yourself." Delete. Another from Uncle Mike. "Family is forever, Aaron. Money isn't." Delete. I turn off my phone and put it in my bag. The sun is almost touching the horizon now, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. A little girl runs past me, chasing a seagull, laughing when it flies away. I pull out my laptop and finish the story I've been writing. The ending isn't dramatic. There's no big reconciliation, no moment where everyone realizes they were wrong and begs for forgiveness. Real life isn't like that. Instead, there's just this. I'm sitting on a beach in Portugal, financially stable, emotionally healthy, and completely at peace with my decisions. Brinley found her own apartment. Mom and Dad are dealing with the consequences of their favoritism. The twins are fine despite what everyone predicted. And me? I'm discovering what it's like to live a life where my needs matter as much as everyone else's. I close the laptop and watch the sun disappear into the ocean. Tomorrow I'm taking a cooking class. Next week I'm visiting a vineyard. Next month I might go to Italy. Or maybe I'll stay here longer. I haven't decided yet. For the first time in my adult life, I don't have to decide based on what other people need from me. I can just decide based on what I want. A couple walks by, the woman laughing at something the man whispered in her ear. They look happy, comfortable with each other, content. I used to think I needed a family like mine to feel that kind of contentment. People who shared my blood, who were supposed to love me unconditionally. But unconditional love isn't supposed to come with conditions. It's not supposed to require sacrifice without reciprocation. It's not supposed to make you feel guilty for having boundaries. I pull out my phone and open my notes app. I add one final line to my story. Sometimes the revenge isn't fire, it's ice and peace. That was my luxury. I save the document and email it to myself. Then I walk back to my apartment, order takeout from a local restaurant, and spend the evening reading a book on my balcony. No one calls asking for favors. No one shows up expecting me to solve their problems. No one makes me feel guilty for enjoying my own life. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's exactly what I deserve. The next morning, I wake up to a message from Eli. Sarah and I set a wedding date, June 15th in Seattle. Small ceremony, just close friends and people who actually support us. "You in?" I text back immediately. Wouldn't miss it. Fair warning, Mom and Dad aren't invited. Good, I'll actually be able to enjoy myself. That's the idea. Love you, sis. Love you too. I set my phone aside and step out onto my balcony. The ocean stretches endlessly in front of me, full of possibilities. I have a wedding to look forward to, a brother who actually sees me as a person, and a life that finally belongs to me. Some people might call what I did cold or calculating. They might say family should forgive and forget that blood is thicker than water. But those people probably never had to choose between their own well-being and their family's expectations. I made my choice. I chose me, and I've never been happier.